All right, let's talk about money, but we're going to do it a little differently. Forget the flashy cars, the nonstop hustle culture you see everywhere online. We're diving into a whole other philosophy, one that's way calmer and honestly, way more powerful. It's called epic money.
And this really says it all, doesn't it? On one side, you've got that classic hustle culture, fast, loud, flashy, and just plain stressful. But on the other side, that's what we're talking about today. Stable, controlled, intentional. It's a total shift from chaos to calm. Okay, so how do we actually get there? Well, first things first, we need to look beyond all that hype and figure out what the real foundation of wealth actually is.
And here's the core idea, the big takeaway right up front. Making money, it's not really about luck, and it's definitely not about grinding yourself into the ground with 100-hour work weeks. It all comes down to three things: your behavior, your discipline, and your ability to think long-term. Focusing on the stuff you can actually control. So look, this isn't about some mad dash to get rich quick. That's not the point at all. The real win, the real goal here, is to get to a place where you're never, ever financially trapped. It's about having options, feeling secure, and being free to make your own choices.
And that brings us to our next big idea. To really make this work, you need a fundamental mindset shift. It all starts with how you even think about money in the first place. So let me ask you this, and seriously, take a second to think about it. What is money really for? In your life, right now? Is it just a way to keep score, or is it something else entirely? Because your answer, well, it changes everything. And right here, this is the answer that's at the heart of this whole philosophy. Money buys freedom. That's it. It's a tool. It buys you the freedom to quit a job you can't stand, the freedom to deal with an emergency without freaking out, the freedom to just design your own life. It's not a ticket to happiness, no. But it's absolutely the key to building a life where happiness is a heck of a lot easier to find. And this is why how much you make is way less important than how much control you have over what you make. I mean, we've all heard those crazy stories about lottery winners who end up completely broke, right? That's what high income with terrible habits looks like. The real power, it's in the discipline. Because that control, that's what gives you peace of mind. All right, so if control is the name of the game, how do we get it? Simple. You build a system. And we're going to break down the 4 pillars that make up that system. Okay, here they are, the 4 pillars. First, increase your value, not just your hours. Second, spend consciously. Third, and this is a big one, save first, then spend later. And finally, number 4, invest consistently. Let's dig into each of these. Okay, pillar 1, earning. The idea here isn't just about trading more of your time for more money. It's about increasing your value by building up your skills. Think about it, especially when you're starting out. Your skills are going to grow way faster than your paycheck. They are your single greatest asset. Next up, pillar 2, spending. And really, you've got 2 choices here. You can spend for peace, on your health, on learning new things, on real comfort. Or you can spend for your ego, chasing validation, trying to keep up with the Joneses, buying status. One of those paths makes your life genuinely better. The other one, it just builds you a bigger, more expensive cage. Pillar 3 is saving, and honestly, this might be the most important habit you can possibly build. The rule is dead simple. You save first, and then you spend what's left, not the other way around. Think of your savings like any other bill you have to pay. It's non-negotiable. You pay yourself first every single time. Get that one thing right, and you're always building that solid foundation. And that brings us to our last pillar, investing. And listen, you do not have to be some kind of Wall Street wizard to build wealth. You just need to be consistent. This quote really says it all. The magic of compounding is fueled by time and patience, making it one of the most powerful and most accessible ways to build wealth for pretty much anyone. So, having a system is absolutely essential. But we all know life can be, unpredictable. That's why the next piece of the puzzle is building your financial shield. This isn't about being paranoid or living in fear. It's about building the confidence to know you can handle whatever life throws at you without having to panic. Let's talk about your emergency fund. This is so much more than just a pile of cash sitting in a bank account. I want you to think of it as your power. It's your safety net. It's the buffer between you and chaos. It's what gives you the freedom to face a crisis with a clear head and a plan, instead of just blind panic. So, how big should that safety net be?
Well, the general rule of thumb, the target you're aiming for, is about 6 to 12 months of your essential living expenses. Just the basics. Getting to that number, that's what gives you the breathing room to make smart decisions when, life does what it does and throws you a curveball.
Okay, so if your emergency fund is the safety net, then insurance is your shield. It's what stands between you and the really big, catastrophic stuff that no emergency fund could ever cover. It protects you, it protects your family, and it protects your whole financial future. It's absolutely non-negotiable if you want real peace of mind.
Okay, so we've got the mindset, we've got the system, and we've got the shield in place. But why? What's the point of all this? The goal, the real prize at the end of it all, is freedom. It's all about winning the long game. Which leads to a really important question. How do you know when you've actually won? I mean, think about it. We live in this world of endless comparison where the goalposts are always moving. If the finish line is just more, you'll never, ever get there. You'll never feel like you've won. And the answer? It comes down to one of the most powerful words in all of finance: enough. Knowing what enough looks and feels like for you, that is a legitimate superpower. It's what keeps you from taking dumb risks you don't need to take. It's what lets you finally relax and enjoy what you've built. It's the ultimate shield for your money and for your sanity. And that's really what we're aiming for in the end. This is the feeling. Real financial well-being, it isn't loud, it isn't flashy. It's a quiet confidence. It feels calm. It's the deep sense of peace that comes from knowing you have control over your own life because you've built it one intentional choice at a time. And really, that's what this is all about. The whole point of this philosophy of building these systems, of creating these habits, is to get to a place where you can choose your life, not just survive it.